And we are live on the first episode of A Perfect Podcast. And this is your host, Brendan Watts. I am the art director and also the director of marketing at the moment for A Perfect Year or Hypostatic Studios, who is producing it. And I'm joined here with my good friend and colleague, Rob Santiago, who is the creative mastermind behind the entire thing. He is a game dev journalist extraordinaire. And yeah, go ahead, take it away, Rob.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Brendan. And yep, very proud to be here for our first episode of A Perfect Podcast. I think it's going to be a crazy ride for everyone. So we're going to talk about the game, the underlying ideas of the project, which stem into science and transhumanism and philosophy and just a wide range of topics. Brendan wrote a really good description to the podcast on the main page. But yeah, so what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to be distributed on all major podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, everything.
So yeah, we've been working on the project for the last. Brendan joined the project. I think it's 1 or 2 years ago now.
About a full year ago.
Oh yeah, yep. So we've been working on the project for 2 years at RIT, and Brendan joined a year as our art director, and we're working with the Rochester Institute of Technology's Co-Up program, which they awarded us $10,000 and a studio over the summer, and we worked on the project that entire summer, and we did a very similar program the previous summer. So this has been going an ongoing production with Magic Spell Studios at RIT. And they've given us a lot of funding and the ability to get a team together of about 20 students now, and a collection. Yeah, total over the course of the 2 years, and also collaborating with a lot of professors who oversaw the project, and a lot of the management at RIT who helped us out a lot. So yeah, so the name of the game is 8128, A Perfect Year, and it takes place in 8128, which was the last perfect number discovered by the ancient Greeks. And you're awakened from cryostasis in the future, and your brain is removed and melted down into water memory, because the future society is trying to perfect humanity on that year to commemorate the perfect number discovery by the Greeks. So to do so, they are melding everyone's minds down into water memory, which is based on the ideas of the what is considered a pseudoscientific concept of water memory, and combining that.
There was like a whole unit measurement thing of what's stored in a cubic inch of water. What was that again?
Yeah. So scientists are presently able. I read an article on. They're able to take store a petabyte of data inside of a gram of DNA inside of a drop of water.
Right.
So that's a massive amount of information in a very small space.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you know how much data is contained within the human genome?
We should look that up right now.
Let's check that out. How many petabytes of data?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But yeah.
By the way, this video feed is going up on YouTube.
Nice. So yeah, so they in the future they take the idea of storing all this data inside of the water, inside of the DNA, inside of the water.
About 725 megabytes of data.
Wow. So that's a huge difference in information. So
yeah,
that just
very much.
Yeah, and that would also combine with the science, or the idea of what's it called, taking all these different sciences like homeopathic remedies and quantum solvents and data lakes and combining them all. These very different ideas from all these different ranges, combining them into this idea of water memory. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and also tying that into the superfluidity of helium, and just a ton of scientific facts just from all across the board, and combining them. And that's how we wrote the story for a lot of the game. is just taking all these concepts considered like pseudosciences or taking religions and combining with transhumanist ideas, and just it's supposed to be a holistic design philosophy where we try and educate our players through the wide range of topics that we cover. And also, this is worth mentioning that the idea behind The Perfect Year is that it's a free online educational video game. So the game, we're aiming to eventually make it completely free, but work initially with releasing the spaceship, the prosopon, as completely free. And the prosopon is a Greek theological term that means the face or the mask or the tool that's used to externalize the self. So in that way, the prosopon as a spaceship is meant to externalize the hypostasis, which is the essence of humanity, which is being distilled inside of it as you live inside of it. So your brain is converted into water memory, and that water memory is poured into a Greek statue, which serves as your psychic cyborg on the ship. Mm-hmm. And so everybody has their own, it's called a strata statue, and everybody creates their own strata statue to represent their idealized self. And we're looking to eventually make it so that you can scan your actual body in and be a living cyborg Greek statue with your water memory data saved inside on the spaceship. So, can we play the trailer?
Now, this sounds like a lot of just a lot of stuff to drop on a normal consumer's. Like, I'm wondering what sort of vehicles we're going to use to display all this information besides dialogue.
That's very interesting. Yeah, well, I think everything is also a visual metaphor, so you can really kind of play the game without interacting with any of the characters directly, because we want the player to be able to play how they want to play. So if you want to go through and just kill everything, and you could do whatever we aim for it to make it a very free-form experimental experience where the player can do whatever they want and explore either the educational aspects or the gameplay aspects, and just meet online with their friends and just chat about what they want to do in this sci-fi social life, and just live amongst their friends doing story-based elements, and also doing things like going to in the trailer shows the Bust to Bust Fight Club, which is a statue fight club, or the holographic history halls, which tells the history from the past through a transhumanist lens, as everything is seen in the game, and telling the history of humanity through by looking back to what is considered the past, which would be like our time and things like that, and like the possible futures of humanity, which will be decided by the players themselves. So everything the players do is saved as data, which is then fed into what we're calling the astral arc, and that data, all the choices that you make affect how you the outcome of not only your character but the world around you. Mm-hmm. So we want the players' decisions to actually impact what's called the transhumanist timeline of the project itself as we build it, because the game is being released in episodes. We're aiming for initially 7 episodes and over 4.
That's kind of what makes it like a social experiment, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So, we have a lot of the first episode, the psychopathic psyche, which we worked with the psychology department at RIT, and we kind of aim to simulate and also explain different mental illnesses with the help of the psychology department there. And they provided us really good information on how to gamify actual mental illnesses so that the player can almost, through playing, experience them themselves, mm-hmm. which is we're aiming to make a very intense experience.
Yeah, that is very intense.
Yeah, so we'll show a lot of that. Yeah, this is a video of us recording at the Imagine RIT Creativity Festival, and some awesome artwork from our 3D artist, Avery Adams, who did an excellent job on our Shadow of the Self 3D model, which is your main vessel in the psychopathic psyche. And the game is a collection of custom-made pieces, remixed models taken apart, bot models. We really designed it like we made it, where it's a very fractured piece-together experience with a lot of different aspects. So, per se, if you don't want to go into the psychopathic psyche, if you don't like a horror game, you don't have to play that.
Right.
So we put a warning like that level is very intense. Whereas the second episode would be Tech Heaven, which where you meld minds with a transhumanist tech cultist who's trying to realize old theologies through science. So you have to go through his brain, which is set up like a neural network, and that is structured like the Kabbalah tree of life. And you go through each of the Sephiroth spears, which you have to hack into, which is part of his brain, and that hosts a different religion that he's trying to realize. And you have to confront the gods of that religion and decide if you want to meld with them or destroy them, erase them from the memory pool. And that affects the transhumanist timeline, the astral arc that's being formed from all these players' decisions. Mm-hmm. So your decisions actively impact the game. So everything you do inside of a water memory world, which is when you combine minds with other player or story character, depending if it's an episode, when you meld minds with them, you both enter the cognitive dissonance chamber, which melts your brains down. Yeah, the Cognitus Jam. That's our nickname for it. Like the team nickname. But yeah, you go to meld minds there, and your brains form a psychic landscape from the fusion of the two minds that are being melded, and the DNA trackers are taken off the DNA. So at that point, your stats are vulnerable because you're combining minds with the other player, and you have to assert your evolutionary dominance of what becomes of that fusion, and that affects your stats. So you can actively gamble stats by trying to meld minds with a character, like if you've seen here.
As you can see here, yeah, this is a player who probably played by killing through the levels and not trying to reason with any of the characters.
Yeah, definitely. So so if you attack, you could, like, this guy's just at this playthrough we were doing it just killing our way through everything, where when you psychically connect with another internal effigy, which are your opponent's aspects of the other psyche, in this case the psychopathic psyche, you can see everything has a third eye or a point of view, and you can cyclically connect to that or do damage to it. In this case, the red things are being shot at it, and this would damage their point of view and their internal effigy. Or if you shoot a blue thought bubble into it, and you connect with that internal effigy, you enter hypostasis, where time freezes, and you enter a focused, what's it called? Yeah, like a focus-based RPG, a time-based RPG, where time freezes. You have a certain amount of focus to do actions inside of that other player's mind, where you connect minds.
And you get to go all around the enemy and sort of pick your moves, right?
Yeah, definitely. So you can either hack in further at that point, just destroy their minds from the inside, or you can, You can have just talk to it and learn its story, more of the story from it, and your dialogue with that internal effigy affects if you meld with it, and if you meld with it, it can become part of your stats, and you get special things. So there's a benefit to melding with things, where if you agree with that, say you're going for a light-based character, and you want to meld with a light entity, then it would make the light stats stronger. But if you melded with a dark entity and lost, then regardless of what you wanted, you would become a darker entity. So you have to be careful with who you meld with and things like that, how you use it. In this case, this is a demo of just showing how the water physics could work in our the bipolar. This is having to do with mood disorders. Every section of the psychopath's heart is meant to simulate a different set of mental illnesses. So one area is the schizophrenic sea siren's spider-like tunnel. She's a schizophrenic sea spider siren type entity, where she and you learn about schizophrenia and interactions with drugs with schizophrenia, the issues around that, and also around pregnancy with schizophrenia, and also a lot of aspects of different types of can't give too much away, but yeah, but so that's like one level. And then we have what we did anxiety.
Yeah, there's disassociation.
Yep.
Depression, anxiety, disassociation, schizophrenia.
So those are the ones we did for that. But yeah, so I talked enough. Brendan, talk about your role on the project and all the things that you're working on, and just this being one of them.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We can
I've
all
been
talk
sort
about
of like a jack of all trades. I've become sort of like the Rob's business partner here. I've been taking care of things like music at one point, but when I first came on, it was in order to do concept art. So originally, I was working directly with one of our 3D digital design people, Zach Bishop, who actually, I don't know, should be. I guess I've almost pretty much given that away, but I think we're gonna have Zach on for a podcast.
Oh,
in
nice.
the future. So
Yeah,
actually,
that's
I know
awesome.
Zach from high school, and he is in 3D digital design, and I'm in illustration at RIT, and so I thought he might have been a good fit because I knew him before, and actually he and I were roommates. So basically, our chain of command was, we would all brainstorm and come up with our ideas. I would draw them out. I would send it off to Zach, and Zach would model it, and then later on in that summer, I started working on some soundtrack stuff, and at this point now, I'm working on a lot of marketing, and yeah, I'm working on marketing and this podcast.
Yep. Yeah, thanks so much for your help.
Yeah, of
Huge
course.
part of the team as our art director, of course. So, yep, very very important player
so-
in this whole project.
So there's something I want to say.
Oh,
I don't want everybody to think that the tone of this podcast is going to be, super serious and explaining things and like we're like too educational, because I want to have a little fun.
yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Yeah, like we could cut that up and then spread it across multiple parts, even. Because I was gonna say if I wanted to do a more concise explanation, even as like a, because that one was like pretty drawn out. So at the end, we could do like a concise thing. But I think you're right. It's a good time to break into like a different timeline here.
Yeah, we'll just also let's leave all this in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we could definitely. Yeah,
We'll make it nice
sure.
and raw, because I think people enjoy the behind the scenes stuff. I know I do
definitely.
when I like, get into someone.
And-
if anyone gets into us, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever have any
Definitely.
fans or anything, but that'd be pretty cool.
True.
So, there's a segment that I would like to do regularly on the podcast. And it's called "Now You're Speaking My Language."
Oh, yep.
so this stems
Oh, no.
this stems from Rob, because he sometimes he'll just mumble gibberish, and he thinks he's actually communicating, but no one can understand what he's saying, and he'll just be mumbling sometimes, and he won't even correct himself. So
It's
sometimes
true.
when he's out in public and people like flub their words or something, or like just say a little gibberish for a second, he'll be like, "Oh, now you're speaking my language."
Yep.
Yeah, so now it's become like that. Rob, has his own special language, and every time
A little meme among the group.
every time someone flubs a little bit, "Oh, now you're speaking my language." So that's why I've named this segment "Now You're Speaking My Language."
That's what it should be. Oh wait. Hello?
So, yep.
Whew. For a second, my screen went off, so I thought the whole thing just died. So,
So what
like,
I want
oh.
to do is I want to look in this book that I have, because I've meticulously printed out all of your Instagram posts on your
Oh
Instagram.
God. Yeah, that's awesome. You did that though.
Yeah, it took forever, and it was on company time at my old job.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to find
That's
a
how you do
really
it.
good one where you start delving really deep.
Let's do it. All the rhymes and everything.
Yeah, and you just like
Everything's-
it's all like rhythmic and like way overly
Like convoluted.
explanatory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the word for it. Overly ornate language for sure. But it's like everything. Like I feel like that's what a lot of the writing is going to be like. Just really, Everything's rhyming and just like.
Okay, here we go. I found one.
Definitely in the water level.
Definitely in the. Yeah, I think this is the water level. Sorry, it's been so long since the last screenshot. Super busy with the start of the semester and many similar business shenanigans. The speed at which new content is released will be increased from this point forward. So here's a surprise shot from our Ocean of Agape, an underwater psychic landscape where the subaquatic citizens compete for sonic dominance using what they deem sonoluminescent sound systems. The sound from all of the sonoluminescent sound system tribes are being filtered and focused into an electroacoustic echo chamber at the center of this auditory skirmish. Oh my god, I'm getting a headache.
Yes. Yeah, that level is going to be a lot of rhythm-based gameplay because you're like a pistol shrimp type character who cracks his bones, and pistol shrimps are able to create what's called the force from the clap. Not only shoots a bullet force out, but it also the frequency at which it snaps causes the water to implode into light. So it uses sound to create water and light.
So that's what the sonoluminescent sound system is based off of.
Exactly. Okay. So the sonoluminescent sound systems are using sound to create light underwater, and all the tribes are competing. And you dance using a bone cracking dance in between the tribes, and so it's like a rhythm game where your bone cracks like the pistol shrimp and creates frequencies to create light. So your bone cracking dance creates light underwater for you to go to the different sonoluminescent sound temples, and you gotta decide if you like their song. And also, since all the sound is being collected in the echo chamber at the center of the Ocean of Agape and is being filtered into that echo chamber to create a non-Newtonian Venus, which will be like the future image of humanity in that mind, in your mind for you.
Venus.
So it's like non-Newtonian fluid on a speaker, how it rises into a form.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the sound is being collected to create some form that the sound tribes are also battling over, because they are all battling for like the ideal human image in their minds. So not only is the sound you're doing creating light, it's also and also where you do the bone cracking dance at yourself at that temple not only creates the light that will help you survive, but it also is all being fed into that echo chamber. So you're fighting for your ideas and your music that you relate to and different things. And we're going to collaborate with a lot of different musicians. We've got a really talented cast of musicians, from Rick Scott, who is this awesome, he's he studied at like a German music conservatory his whole life and makes just crazy experimental electronic music, which he made the song at the beginning of this big trailer on the website. So he made this, he makes awesome psychedelic experimental music. And then Brendan and wow, I'm blanking so hard. You got to cut this out.
Riku.
Yeah, God, that's such a surreal name.
Kingdom
it's just
Hearts.
it's like it's like
I have to tell you, every time you forget him, like Kingdom Hearts, you're like, duh.
Right? Yeah, it's just like that's an awesome name. But Riku, who made this amazing track for the he is working on the horror level with us this summer. So he made this really intense battle music that we're going to be using a lot. And Brendan also made a song for the Depression Sewer, which was really moving guitar track.
Yeah, that slow guitar track.
Yeah, so definitely feeling those. And and we're also looking to collaborate eventually with this. Actually, I mean, we could talk about it because it's hypothetical and hypostatic, so you gotta. So we messaged Tricks.Never, a prominent electronic musician, his music management, and we talked with them, and they had discussed that if we can get the funds to cover the licensing fees, we can use tracks from a classic record, R+7, which we're looking to utilize in different sections of the game. So for our Kickstarter that's coming out on 6/28, that's one of the things we're funding for. And so it's also worth it to mention that 6/28 is the first two perfect numbers discovered by the ancient Greeks. They discovered 4, and the first two were 6 and 28.
And that happens to be your birthday.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. It's insane. I can't even believe
Right?
it.
When I saw that, I was
There's
like, this.
there's four perfect numbers discovered by the Greeks. 6, 28. I can't remember the third one, and the fourth one is 8128.
Which is the title of our game.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
How the
And
fuck?
like everything for this game, I think has just like it's almost felt like we're on some weird transhumanist timeline. Like the coincidences are just too extreme like that. Like, have you noticed that? How weird that is?
Yeah, there's been
honestly?
a lot. There's been so much crazy stuff. There's been
Like,
so many deaths, and like
oh yeah, true.
someone's
Yeah,
grandfather died, someone's dad died,
like
good friend of my family died. I lost 2 girlfriends.
yeah, yeah, a lot of shit. It has really felt like almost like a transhumanist battle almost to make this happen. Like it's like, no, we will make this. We're not stopping.
Yeah, no, we are not stopping.
Exactly.
It's gonna keep
But
going.
exactly. But I always like to say it reminds me of the Mars Volta with their when they were trying to make the Bedlam and Goliath, and Omar had done a Ouija board like thing, and it freaked him out because all of a sudden after like everything started going wrong with the project, and like the producer quit because he was like, this music is possessed. I quit. And then they were like, oh, and then Omar went out and apparently broke the Ouija board and buried it because he was like being superstitious about it or whatever. And then he was like, and then it stopped.
And then it
So
stopped.
it's like, and I think, yeah, hopefully we'll break through soon and finish this Bedlam and Goliath. Yeah, they made it happen. We can make it happen. We
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. But yeah, so the Kickstarter coming up is definitely going to be a big step towards the completion of the project because we really have a lot of the systems down at this point. The thing is, we need like to glue them all together in an efficient and polished and appealing way.
Hmm.
And so really we need the money, I like to say, for the glue for the end of the project that we're looking to hopefully amass both through the Kickstarter and then based on the strength of the Kickstarter, hopefully to have it matched by an angel investor, venture capitalist, or any potential investor that might be interested based on the public reaction to the Kickstarter. So it's going to be an exciting time, and we're promoting it live.
And this
Gotta
is how
spare
this is one of the ways we're promoting it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
Brendan, I just noticed the perfect pair is still on the plate this whole time.
what's that?
The pair?
Your perfect pair.
Yeah, it's right here.
Everything's a perfect everything.
Yeah, we're gonna pun like
You
we
see
gotta
this?
like
A perfect
we gotta
podcast.
we gotta warn them. Yeah, like the perfect podcast is just one of endless puns. Like it's we might have to put like a pun alert at some point. Just be like, watch out, one's come cover your ears if you don't hear this one. Like, uh,
Yeah. So we can talk about. Can we talk about some of our future guests that we have planned, or should we keep it a secret?
I'm down. Go for it.
Well, I've got Kaylin Roy coming up soon, also known as
Oh.
Phoenix.
These are all surprises to me, two people. So that just blew my mind.
What's that?
What, Kalen?
Kaylin Roy or Phoenix?
Yeah, yep, exactly. He's gonna be live. We definitely have to have him for. We want to have a hypostatic rap session.
Yeah, we got to
For-
get him to freestyle for us. I don't I don't
Yes.
know if he's any good at freestyling, but we got to get him to like maybe rap one of his songs.
True. Yeah,
That'd be pretty
whatever he
cool.
wants to do.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could try to get his boy Seth on, or AKA Bamaness.
Whenever they work together, like it's like dang.
Yeah, so there are friends.
Crazy.
They're SoundCloud rappers, but they are very very good, and I will not be surprised if they get famous.
Yeah, me neither.
They're
Like,
really blowing
they're
up.
crazy good.
They're honestly blowing up a lot.
They are already.
Yeah, they really are. They've been doing they've been doing like PR and stuff. They're doing well. And
Ooh, does not surprise me one bit.
Yeah.
Like their production and just so good. Definitely
yeah,
check them out.
on SoundCloud. Kalen, his handle is just PHNX, I believe. like for Phoenix.
Yep. I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yep, and then we've got Brandon Colano, good friend of ours. He's a mechanical engineer. He works at Six Flags. He's had a lot of cool jobs, actually. He used to work at Estee Lauder. And he has a lot of funny stories, and he's a really smart kid. And really funny, too. Quick-witted.
Yeah, I forget what he did with that crazy, what was it, some algae experiment?
Yeah, it was seaweed. So at Estee Lauder,
yeah.
they were crystallizing seaweed and using that for different cosmetics and stuff like that.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, you want to eat some of that?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got Brandon, we've got Kaylin, we got Zach, and yeah, like I said, Zach Bishop was one of our 3D modelers. Did you have anyone you wanted to bring on? Those are the ones that I've talked to.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Yeah, I think we should just hit up random members of the team, and just have them cycle through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that'd be solid. So definitely.
Riku.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
Obviously, we're gonna have Riku on.
Yeah.
I think
true.
actually I have him locked down for Thursday.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep. Sounds like a plan.
That doesn't mean anything having to do with the schedule that these are going to be released.
True. Yeah. You said, is this going to be released on a weekly basis?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to do one a week.
Sounds good.
Yeah. That way we can, when we have the time, we can record a bunch. And,
Yeah, and we're also going to do live streaming of playing games and just talking with teammates and just moving around on the side.
Next podcast will be actually already we're going to do a special podcast where we're going to do a little stream or not really a stream, but it's a video capture of us playing The Forest. It'll be all me because I'm the host, I guess. So you'll be able to see my screen and hear everybody else.
Classic.
But I mean, of course, if you're listening to the audio, you can hear us and kind of just try to imagine what's going on. I'll try to describe best what's going on.
True.
With the soothing sound of my voice full of vocal fry right now because it's very damaged. Because I was screaming earlier.
I know it. What song were you doing?
I sang Ghosts Along the Mississippi by Down, and then what came on after that? It was like just another perfect one to like scrub. I can't remember what it was.
That's I
sang some Chevelle.
Nice. My what's been stuck in my head is More Than a Fairy by Death Grips all day for some reason. The don't make that face, don't make that,
Death Grip song is
one-liners
this like
get
this.
stuck in my head, so like they cycle through. Somebody else was cycling through. I don't remember who it was. Luckily, good. Bye.
So.
Hey.
So.
Yeah, this pair is really good.
I was thinking another thing that we could do on the podcast is we could go over conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Sounds like a plan. Where would we have live feeds of? Yeah, we could just have live feeds of sources at the same time.
Check this out. We could do StumbleUpon and then filter it only to be conspiracy theories and just like kind of see what we think about them and debunk them and shit.
Oh man. All right, let's do it. We're doing it live.
Here we go. We're doing it. We're really doing it.
Here we go.
Okay, where is it at? There should just be one somewhere. All I want is the one. arts, history, commerce, computers, health, hobbies, home living, media, music, regional, society. I bet it's that one.
What is happening right now?
Are you watching my screen?
I like how hedonism is like, what? Yep. Let's do
I'm
it.
pretty sure it's in here somewhere.
How hedonistic are they getting in there? Some Marquis de Sade, or I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Uh.
Oh, it's making me select a bunch more. So let's do bizarre oddities.
Yo, bisexual culture right there.
I don't know if we should cover like politics and social issues here.
Oh yeah. But where's
Maybe
the?
we
I
could
thought
do
we
some
saw
paranormal
conspiracy.
shit.
Oh, you're picking multiple topics right now.
Yeah, we
Here
have
go.
to do 10. Subculture.
Oh, okay. That's crazy. These topics are so random. Well, I guess society is a pretty broad, like, category.
Counterculture.
You should go to sci-tech too. Can you switch into multiple things or no?
Mm-hmm.
What's your limit here?
Chaos,
wait.
complexity. Okay.
Whoa.
All right. What else we got? Cognitive science. That one's cool. Let's do that.
Definitely.
All right. So that's not.
I was just reading,
Futurism.
or I was just watching a podcast on the Tim Ferriss show talking about the new science of psychedelics and how they suppress like portions of the brain like considered the creation of ego and stuff like that, and how it makes complete sense with what people have been talking about with ego death and stuff like that, and how useful it is for different types of like medical conditions and things like that. And I've just been thinking recently, like, damn, everyone needs a good, like, just like worldwide ego death. Just
Yeah,
everyone chill.
That's why Maynard's like he's we're praying for rain. We're praying for tidal waves. He said we need just a giant global disaster, and we need like half the population to be wiped out, and then everybody will start to love each other and have more of a sense of humanity.
What? That's a little extreme.
that's him.
Oh dang! But
okay, let's start. Let's go. What's our first topic? So you're looking at my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh god,
SPR
what they won't
word.
show you on television, anything like.
What they won't show you. Okay? Let's see. Let's
That's
pick one
another
of these.
very broad topic.
Let's pick one of these. What's the ripple effect? Okay, now let's do it.
Christopher version.
Ooh,
Look
parallel
at this
universes.
list right here.
Parallel universes.
Nice.
Okay. When one studies the properties of atoms, one found that reality is far stranger than anyone would have invented in the form of fiction. Particles really do have the possibility of, in some sense, being in more than one place at a time.
Dude, 70. All right, I'm done.
What?
What?
What were you just saying?
We just went to 7D there, folks.
7D?
Yep.
Seventh dimension?
Yep. Elevator ride right there. Which hopefully we'll be doing in the game too. You're riding that astral arc right up there.
Ride the spiral to the end. We may just
Yes!
go where no one's been.
Wait, what song is that?
That's Lateralis by Tool.
Yo,
As you
that
can
was
tell,
so-
I'm a
that was so
fat
accurate.
Tool fan.
yeah.
Well, I'm not really fat. Not that it matters, but... Sorry, I'm fumbling around with my mic so much here.
No problem. That was a stellar to the reference for the scenario. I was like, wait, you just described that exact.
All right, cool. That's better. All right.
I think I'm gonna run up and
restumble.
grab another drink.
Oh, okay.
After this one.
Yeah, one more.
Jobs that no longer exist.
10 jobs that no longer
Bowling
exist today.
alleys. They just went extinct by the time we opened this up.
Bowling alleys. No, me and Anna go bowling every Sunday now.
Hey, that's sick.
I've been getting good. I bowled like a 165.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah, that was my best game. I bowled that last Sunday.
Nice. I don't think I ever broke 150.
Yeah, we bowled 4 games. and I broke 150 twice.
Jelly. You should join the league.
Nah, that's a little too dorky for me.
Or I was thinking about bowler's thumb.
What's that?
Have you ever seen anybody with bowler's thumb?
What the fuck is bowler's thumb?
Bowlers get like a, I don't know how, like what, like subset players get it or whatever, but their thumb just turns into like a club where it's just like, I knew somebody who had it and like I felt it and I was like, what? It just like, it did not feel like the I don't know if it was just became, it's just like your thumb becomes a giant stiff mass.
That's disgusting.
Right? Well, it's just like, I was like, you guys like smack, like that thing was.
In the words of Rob,
Interesting.
ew, ew. I'm just gonna pour myself a little drink
So,
here.
Imagine the hand drum you could pull out though. That'd be solid. You could play probably actual drums.
So
with,
what's a human alarm clock? So knocker-uppers were essentially alarm clocks. They were hired to ensure that people would wake up on time for their own jobs. They would use sticks, clubs, or pebbles to knock on clients' windows and doors. So you pay someone to come like bang on your window and wake you up. That's so ridiculous.
I'd be horrible at that.
Yeah, because you would just like sleep in yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'd need to hire a cheaper window
Okay.
waker or whatever.
Just for reference, for everyone who's listening, I want you guys to know, Rob, if you think, listen to me, if you think that you have someone in your life who is bad with time management, if you compare them to Rob, they're not bad. Rob,
Time doesn't exist for me.
Rob is the worst person with time management I've ever met in my entire life. You know what? You know when we were supposed to like, and
Time is a mystery.
and I know
to me.
you get it. No, you get it from your family too, because you even told like, you know what? I've been wanting to ask you why it took so goddamn long for you to drive from Rochester, New York to New Jersey. It should not have taken you 2 days. What the fuck?
True. Yeah, I don't know why we stopped. Normally we would have gotten back in one day, but we ended up stopping like a lot.
Why?
So, they just decided, they were like, we're tired, we don't want to do it. So yeah, because I thought I was going to be back home yesterday to set everything up for the mic and
Yeah,
stuff.
didn't you tell them like you have stuff to do on Tuesday?
Yeah, it didn't work out though.
Oh. Just
But at
for
least
reference,
we,
we were supposed to start the podcast around 12 o'clock today, and it's about 7:45 p.m.
Yeah, we're getting a late start. You never know
That's
when
okay.
things are gonna
I
things are
still
gonna
love you.
happen.
I still love you.
Hey, same, bro. But yeah, you never know when things are gonna happen on the transhumanist time. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine if you could figure
shut
that
up.
out, like some crazy numerology stuff. Like
Oh,
we gotta look it
shut up.
look it up right now. Yo, figure it out. We gotta figure it out live. We gotta show our viewers how to do it.
Do what? Look up conspiracy theories?
No, look up the future using numbers right now. We gotta
How to
figure it
look
out.
up the future using numbers.
Yep, we gotta make it happen right here.
What does that mean? Look up the future. Using
Just Google that. Just see what it says.
Is that what you want me to do?
Seriously.
Look up the future using numbers. Okay, let's see. First thing is from Apple. Numbers function list.
Or
Oh, did you hear that? That was my ice machine.
that was impressive. I think it scared me.
You heard it?
Yeah.
This mic is crazy.
Seriously. What room is that in? Is that nearby you?
I'm in the living room.
Oh,
Oh,
you're living it up.
holy
You've
shit.
just been dancing this whole time because you're in the living room. You're like, hey, you've been thrown down this whole time. Did you break anything?
Did I break anything?
What are you living it up in there?
Yeah, I'm just living. You know, I be steady living. I be steady mobbing.
That's true. You are alive right now.
Yep, done been alive. Done
Hey.
be, done been alive.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well done. Well done.
I've been working on it for quite some time now. You know,
Yes.
okay, what's
Oh.
this? Based on your birth number, here's how your future will look like. What the fuck kind of grammar is that?
Yeah.
Here's how your
That
future
was
will look
hilarious.
like. Okay. One, success-based numerology.
It's just like
Numerology
a
is the
really
science of
one.
predicting the future of a person using numbers. Our birth date, for example,
Yeah, we're
can
gonna
help us
talk about
predict at what
numerology.
age we will gather success, and that is something we will desire in life.
Imagine it just gave you your future as one badly drawn picture. Like, there you go. There you go. Enjoy it.
Calculating your birth number is a fairly easy task. All you need to do is add up your birth date. If it is a double-digit number, and you have your birth number. Okay, so mine's 8. For example, if you're born on the 12th of the month, your number is 3. Okay, so yours is 28. So it's 10.
What? I'm gonna look up those.
Are you following along with this at all? Are you just
No, I am.
completely not paying attention?
No, I am. I was. I just literally, when I said that, I derailed for a second.
So
I'm
your
back.
birthday's on the 28th, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your number is 10 and mine is 8. Your birth.
What does
Okay,
that do?
so we're going through the steps. Let's check. Let's
Oh,
see.
okay. Okay. I thought that was it. I thought that was like.
420.
Congratulations. Oh,
Okay.
that's a sign.
3.
They just called you
Number
out.
1. This number stands for big changes and new opportunities. Those born on this date are usually high on energy and extremely creative. However, they make sure. Okay, so first animal. Number 2. Okay, so we want 8 and 10, right? 6.
There's gonna be some crazy shit.
Okay,
Watch
here
this.
we
The
go.
third perfect number.
People born under the number 8 are ambitious and career driven and are success hungry. True. They normally do well at anything that they pick in life and are always raring to go. They are hardworking people. So that's me.
Hey, get them. Makes sense.
Oh, you're not on here.
What?
Yep, you're 10,
What?
right? 28, 10.
They just didn't give me one. That's crazy. That's funny. But the
That's
third
messed up.
perfect number is 496. But that was hilarious. They just skipped 10. They're like, nah, nope. I'm the Joker card, the Jarrett Tarot.
Okay, so we just want conspiracies here. Okay. List of morons who slipped up and practically admitted 9/11 was an inside job. The first one is
God.
9/11.
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, I'm skipping this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Next.
People? No. 10 more mysterious conspiracy theories. Ooh, okay. Ararat anomaly. Theories surrounding the Ararat anomaly arose from a single black and white photograph taken in 1949 by a USAF recon plane performing routine intelligence gathering at the Ararat Massif, which was in an area of military interest at the time. This famous photo shows a shoulder of Mount Ararat only 1,300 feet from the summit, covered in snow with an odd-looking object on the very precipice of a steep slope. Conspiracy theories. Now you're speaking my language.
Right there we go. There's one.
Conspiracy
That was
theorists, many of them biblical literalists.
That was a great poem, Brendan.
Thank you. Thank
By
you
the
very,
way.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I really thrive off the comments, and I need the emotional support.
That's what came out.
I have a fragile ego, so.
What?
Um,
The ego dam broke right there. It was like. Blah, 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 blah.
Conspiracy theorists, many of them biblical literalists, claim that the odd-looking object, if Noah's Ark, which the Bible states, came to rest on the mountains of Ararat after the Great Flood. Since the Bible pluralizes mountains, the question still stands: which mountain of the area? Mount Ararat is the tallest of the Armenian plateau, but the whole area of eastern Turkey and western Armenia is mountainous. And Mount Ararat is usually two peaks. There's actually two peaks, with the main peak a prominence for miles around. The anomaly appears to be a very rounded elongation teetering on the edge of a slope, buried under ice and snow. It has so roused the curiosity of the U.S. government that planes and satellites have been used to take numerous photographs of it, not all of which the theory claims have been made public. The best public views of it can be found on the internet for free, and the anomaly does look very much like a big boat, approximately 1,000 feet long and 200 to 300 feet wide, which roughly matches the Bible's description of the ark. A close-up of it appears to show two sets of 3 prongs, one set on each end, and this close-up does look very man-made. Why the U.S. government... Well, wouldn't it have been man-made anyway if it was made by Noah?
Yo, you got it.
Why the U.S. government will not... Why the U.S. government will not divulge
amazing.
anything further than what is available is not universally established, but the theory claims that in order to do so, the government would have to declassify top-secret spy satellites, which would set a lot of unwanted media against them in terms of invasion of privacy. The U.S. does have satellites that can photograph a postage stamp from 600 miles overhead, but there are no such photographs of the anomaly.
Weird.
The hell was it?
Just
Do you guys see that? It does look kind of like a boat. That's weird.
It's been interesting how much alien disclosure talk has been going on within members of our own government, just like between them all, just like alien disclosure, just among them all. Just like, is it happening? Are you gonna? Hey. What are you gonna? That'd be interesting.
Are you gonna admit it? Are you gonna admit it?
What's happening? Yeah, like, come on, like.
When's it coming? When's it coming?
I just want to see the public reaction. If literally just on the news tomorrow they were like, "Yeah, we've had aliens for a while, and we just."
So we know Area 51 exists.
Yeah.
We know that you won't tell us what it's for. What are we supposed to believe here? It almost makes me feel like they want us to believe that Area 51 has aliens in it, or like
Exactly. Like that's what I'm really getting this vibe of like they're super pushing this idea on purpose, just like guys, just like maybe even just as like a distraction or whatever, but they're definitely doing that where they're just like, oh, we're making something that will make it hard to like it's always called controlled opposition, where they plant all the fake trash information so that it discredits entire theories and things like that. So it's always interesting to see actively, especially even major journalists just do this, where they mislead people with trash information, with misleads,
fake news,
and just completely just completely mess with the perception of their own public, and also to see it done with the like other countries, the way they use it to like destabilize governments and entire countries by fooling their own people. Like it's just all the mind game that our government plays.
You don't mind if I eat a sandwich, do you?
Nope, go for it. Never trust the news.
Why not?
Like that.
You have to
that
make your own
documentary.
news.
That documentary, "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." That was a solid one.
What's that one about?
Also, the art of what's it called, The Act of Killing or The Art of Killing. It's another good one to see, especially to see from it like the perpetrator's point of view and the psychology behind people who kill people in mass, just like, and the way you can desensitize a person to that. And
is that the Mindhunters thing?
What'd you say?
Is that like Mindhunters? That's what that's about too.
What is that?
Well, it's like it's a TV show based on a book, and it's about these guys who travel around and they like teach different cop precincts about about criminal psychology and stuff like that. And they end up solving a bunch of mysteries and murders and stuff along the way.
Interesting. But the act of killing is about I think it was it's a documentary where it's really interesting. They went to this country where there had been some mass genocide, and they went to the perpetrators of the genocide and said, "We want you to act out. We want you to make a memorial to your actions," and gave them the money and like the production to show what they had done. And they had just made this like really gross charade of like glorifying themselves, this like production, like this stage production. And along the course of the movie, they go into the psychology of the people who did it, like the soldiers and the people, like the even the higher ups, and how they just justify just slaughtering these people in like the most gruesome ways.
Yeah.
And watching them realize, at least some of them, like a lot of them don't. But one specific person they talk to, you could see like how how it challenges his own ideas of what he did in that genocide. So it's really interesting.
Yeah. You said that was a documentary?
Yeah. Let me see if it's the act of killing or the art. Yeah, it's the act of killing.
The act of killing?
Yeah, that was really interesting documentary. I know they made a follow-up to it, but I did not see that one yet. Yeah, now the summertime, some more media in behind media.
Yeah, now that you got some time, now that you're not going to school anymore.
Just, what's it called? We'll find about that to tomorrow, maybe?
You find out about that tomorrow?
Possibly. Yeah, we gotta
Ooh.
find out what's going on with that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But
How do you feel?
either way. I don't care.
You... Nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Literally my reaction.
that's pretty that's pretty lackadaisical of you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This salad is really good though.
Are you trying to change the subject?
To this delicious salad.
Yeah, that's what I'm implying here. You're trying to change the subject.
Can I aim the microphone at it?
You're trying to change the subject here.
Now you're speaking my language. I'm aiming the microphone.
There's a name for that. What are those called again? I forgot.
Oh, idiom? Let's look it up. It's got to be an idiom or a synonym.
Switching the first letter of two words. A spoonerism.
A what?
A spoonerism.
It's not even on here.
A spoonerism is an error in speech in which corresponding consonants, vowels, or morphemes are switched. See metathesis. Switched between two words in a phrase. These are named after the Oxford Don and ordained minister William Archibald Spooner, who is famous for doing this.
Don't you love doing those?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Exactly. Definitely noticed that. Is my eating too loud right now or no?
No, you're good.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't really. I can hear it in your voice, but I can't hear it.
Nice. That's good. But, yeah, the ones that popped up for idiom were locution, diction, phraseology, terminology, parlance, jargon, argot. Those are good ones. Vernacular, vicarious by Tool.
Vicarious.
That's not on there. I just threw that in there.
I wish. It should just be on like every list everywhere for everything.
Exactly. Coolest words of all time.
Top 10 anime titties. Tool, vicarious.
I agree. Yes, every. We're at here.
So yeah, we're gonna be. I don't want to be super professional on this podcast. Like I said, I want to be nice and laid back. I'm currently sipping on a Miller Lite. What do you got? What do you got going on over there?
I have a Bud Light and a Coors Light.
You're
I was
working
hoping
on
I had
two?
one too. Yeah. I was about to.
gotta-
I might actually. As I mentioned, I might stop real quick and head upstairs for a bathroom break and BRB.
Well, we're going to be done in about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a break in between, and then we're gonna do another podcast. So you can probably just wait, right?
Yeah. I can wait.
Come on, Rob.
Uh,
This is how this works. You gotta.
I'm running. I just run. You're just like Rob.
Rob. Yeah, I mean we're just about an hour into recording here.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely trying to keep it light. Like, don't
Yeah.
do it like you said, because this is like our downtime working on the project.
Yeah,
like, non-stop.
just sort of just a place to vent and put our feelings and have people just maybe know a little bit better about what's going on, get a little personal with us.
True.
Yeah.
And we definitely we talked about like doing a lot of things like pulling stunts and just even just online pranks and ARG crazy web game type stuff and just doing a ton of different stuff like releasing music on the side. So Hypostatic Studios is definitely more than just one project.
We're going to be doing some very interesting ad campaigns in the near future, so be on the lookout for those, maybe possibly in a couple major cities, Rochester, San Diego.
The New Jersey around Rutgers area. We'll see.
We
Definitely somewhere in New Jersey. Statewide.
State all over, just everywhere,
Maybe-
plastered.
Maybe
We'll get
Seaside.
plastered, and we'll make it plastered of our information. Be double
Yes.
plastered.
I agree. But you know what was lame was at Seaside one time. Me and my friends went out with a guitar, and I was supposed to sing, and my friend had the trumpet, and we just because he happened to have the trumpet, so like, yo, let's do it. We went out onto the boardwalk at Seaside, and we were supposed to cover "In the Aeroplane Over the Sea" by Neutral Milk Hotel by the side of the boardwalk because we were like, yo, people probably like this. It's a chill song. And we tried to get a little thing going, and they shut us down immediately. Like, no music on the boardwalk without a license. Like, one song, come on.
That's awful.
Right? That was lame.
But they're just kids. They were just kids.
Exactly.
Why you do this? They were just
Next time,
kids.
we'll get the permit.
They were only kids. They were only kids.
Oh yeah, did I say the third number was 496?
You did in fact.
Okay, good. I'm mixing it.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for the clarification.
And one more time. Oh wait, okay. I'm looking at your screen. I was like, I didn't open this up.
Yeah, this is me. You see my cursor?
Fancy. Yeah, there's the Ocean of Agape. There's some optical octopodas outside.
Some
of
ego eggs.
Yep, some ego eggs, which is what we're calling the brains, because you crack them open, they have the water memory inside. You buy them like episodes, some of them. We're looking to making them eventually all free, but initially some of the episodes are going to be you pay to influence like the transhumanist timeline for that before it becomes free at the next. There's going to be 4 celestial seasons, they're called, for the 4 seasons of the perfect year. And every time we move to a new season, everything from the previous season becomes free, and the people who are paying for the next season help us further the project and create more free content while also getting first access to the next episodes in some cases. Unless we can make everything free, we have to see what we can do. But
we're releasing a lot of info on the Instagram, so that would be at Hypostatic Human.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hypostatic Human, and we'll have a lot more social media links on the website soon to a lot of the our social media pages that we just unlocked again after being locked out of them for months. But yep, those are going to be opening up again, and we're going to be posting a lot on those. So, but yeah, also worth mentioning is the Prosopon, the hub ship, which is like the duotopia that all the strata statues live on. All the social life aspects are going to be all completely free. So you can like go to the Bus to Bus Flight Club and like fight your friends, or the history halls, or any of the other different sections of the ship, or also outside of the ship and explore the hypostatic space, which is like supposed to be this crazy like firmament quantum solvent space field that you float through on the ship, and you can go out of the ship in your aesthetic mechs and your aesthetic aircrafts and all your different things that you go out into space and explore the exoplanets with your friends, and all that's for free. So there's all different types of worlds.
Keep in mind this free part, it does not have any sort of like a narrative or anything like that. It's really just to get you acclimated, and it's like to entice, I would say.
Yeah. True. Yeah, the free elements would be more you working on your character and your social life, and then the initial ego egg episode we will release with the StumbleUpon for free initially will be the Janus's Mind Mountain, which is based on the initial character that you start with, who is a rich dying old man from our present time who cryogenically freezes himself and is revived in the future to be melded with a poor woman from the end of the world, the Rapture from the game, and you have to see the story of the past and the future, and it's all represented through the Roman god Janus, the two-faced god of beginnings and time, and he oversees the melding of these initial two minds. Yep, that was perfect timing. So these are all different elements of the mountain. You go through the sunken city where the poor woman lived, and the Palace of Privilege where the rich man lived, and all those worlds are for free. So we're definitely, right off the bat, releasing a lot of free content. So this is from the Psychopathic Psyche, which will be one of the paid episodes. This Ocean of Agape may or may not be a paid episode. That will be the third episode, or Ego Egg, and the fourth will be the Desert of the Real. Should we explain that or no?
The Desert of the Real? If you want.
That has to do with... I actually can't.
You can't?
I actually can't remember that one term that is essential right now. It's in the... it would be in the Instagram post. I can't...
Oh, would I have that? Do you remember
it was
what the photo was?
It wasn't a photo. It was like a short video. I could actually look it real quick.
Oh, I don't know if I got any of the videos. I think I only took the pictures.
Nice. It opened right to it. Where is it? Second.
Your mom?
Oh, found it. What?
Your mom, okay.
Yeah. You want to talk about anything while I'm finding this?
Well, I just want to talk about how excited I am about this podcast, and how we're going to have tons of cool guests, and we're sort of just, figuring out the whole format as we go along and figuring out what works best. We'll be... you can reach us by email. Our Gmail is apyhypostaticstudios@gmail.com. So if you have any sort of suggestions or anything you think, maybe we should incorporate to the show, or anything you're curious about, any questions about the game or about us, go ahead and send them in. We want to hear from our listeners, if any, if we end up getting any. Yeah, and this is going to be a cool outlet for us. And
well said.
Yeah, we'll hope to have as many people from the actual project that we can.
So that was a good overview of the podcast, and I also found out what the term was for the Desert of the Real.
What was that?
So it's acoustic streaming, which is used in some forms of vaporization, and you can see a video on the Instagram page, but it shows a stream of water, almost like just vaporized, shooting out based on the sound frequency, and then like exploding into vapor. So you're in the Desert of the Real, which is a bone dry desert with all this these skeleton citizens all going around. They're dying of thirst, and you go to a city where it's controlling all the water resources and it's like what's it called? It's like they have all these different watching elements that we want to save for the story, but you basically get from the technology inside of the city a acoustic streaming instrument that you go out and use like a dowsing rod. You go back out into the desert of the real and you use the acoustic streaming dowsing rod to shoot the sound down into these chambers, which erupt the water out and can vaporize and then save the citizens that are outside of the city. So there's going to be like that's going to be a very visually interesting, and also a lot of the idea with that one is to explain economy and environmentalism and also hide a lot of visual metaphors and things like that. So, and you have to uncover them using this acoustic instrument that does a variety of different things like that that affect the landscape around you.
Yeah, keep in mind this is years down the road if it's going to come out.
That'd be one of the later episodes.
Right, yeah.
And then also we're looking to like collaborate more with the players and have them create content in a Spore-like fashion that would be tied into the latest of all the episodes, where everything's really hopefully becoming more and more collaborative and melding the players more and more into the experience. So that'd be reflected as the project progresses.
So I have something I want to ask you.
Yes.
Do you have any ridiculous stories? I feel like you've got some ridiculous stuff with like Birdo and those guys.
True. I'm trying to think. Now that you mentioned Birdo, one cool thing that we are doing is he just was like, "Yo, I'll buy you plane tickets to Europe. I really want to go see this concert. Let's go." And I'm like, "What?"
Holy shit.
Yeah, so this October we're gonna go see. The plan is to go see an artist. Can I remember? It's a sequence of 3. KFJ.
Have you listened to them before?
Yeah, Berto showed me them before, and they're really
them.
good instrumental.
Oh, that's cool.
He's actually a one man act where he plays all the instruments. He like loops them together. He plays the saxophone, the keyboards,
that's pretty cool.
All the elements. Yeah, he's really good. So we're gonna go see him, and that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
So Europe, we'll head your way soon. Promote over there too. See what we can make happen along with it. I actually don't know.
You just know it's in Europe?
Yeah, that's literally all he said. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know what's it called. What the location was. It was like a really short conversation. Like, I've been pretty much like
buy new tickets to Europe. Okay, bye.
What is it? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, gotta connect with everyone now that I'm back home for sure, and hopefully a little more free time. So everybody, all the friends and fam, coming your way soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and probably wrap this one up.
Mm-hmm.
We're about an hour and 12 minutes in, so, but mind you, this will probably get edited down a little bit. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on our first episode of A Perfect Podcast, presented by Hypostatic Studios. On behalf of Rob and myself, Brendan, your host, we thank you. And tune into the next one.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening, and see you in the future.
Yeah, remember you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and all the other various vehicles for podcasts, Stitcher, and such. Our Instagram is hypostatichuman, and our website is aperfectyeargame.com, and we do own aperfectyear.com and aperfectpodcast.com. We just haven't hooked them up yet.
But yeah, we'll be hooking all of that up soon. Yep.
All right.
And also, worth mentioning is our website's currently in a prototype stage where the information is presented.
Yeah, this website you're seeing now.
Yeah, it's definitely not too flashy, but you could definitely find all the social media links and sign up for information about the Kickstarter and see more information about the studio and our project.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks a lot, Hypostatic Humans. Good night.